Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I'm the Compliance Evangelist, and I'd like to welcome you to the August edition of my 1 month to a more effective compliance program series that I'm running throughout 2017. This month will be 1 month to more effective continuous improvement. My sponsor this month is Affiliated Monitors. Founded in 2004, Affiliated Monitors provides professional, independent integrity monitoring and ethics and compliance assessments nationally and internationally and across all industries. With its knowledge of effective ethics and compliance programs and cultures, Affiliated Monitors is respected for its work as the corporate monitor on matters ranging from multinational corporations to small and mid-sized companies, and even individuals. Having served in over 500 monitorships, no one has more experience as an independent monitor than the team at Affiliated Monitors. For more information on how an independent monitor can help improve your company's ethics and compliance program, I would urge you to visit Affiliated Monitors at www.affiliatedmonitors.com. As I indicated, this month we're going to look at 1 month to more effective continuous improvement. We're going to consider auditing and monitoring, the different types of auditing that you can do, from third-party auditing, supply chain, data risk auditing, culture auditing, auditing against fraud. We're going to talk about control testing. We're going to look at continuous improvement through the use of big data. We're going to look at measuring effectiveness, risk-based monitoring, email sweeps as monitoring, and listening as continuous monitoring. I think you're going to find it a fascinating month, and I'm sure at the end of the month you will have picked up multiple lessons on what you can do to improve your compliance program around continuous improvement. This is Tom Fox. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode, and I hope you'll join me for the entire month. This 2017 1 month to a better compliance program podcast series is a part of the Compliance Podcast Network. Day 3, Internal Audit and Compliance. Today I want to consider how the internal audit function can be used to more fully operationalize compliance. The Department of Justice clearly feels that internal audit is an important mechanism for compliance to use to operationalize compliance. In its 2017 Evaluation of Corporate Compliance Programs document, Prong 9, it asks the following questions under internal audit. What types of audits have been identified issues relevant to the misconduct? Did those audits occur and what were the findings? What types of relevant audit findings and remediation progress have been reported to management and the board on a regular basis? How have management and the board followed up? How often has internal audit generally assessed risk in high areas or high risk areas? According to the Institute of Internal Audit is an independent objective assurance and consulting activity designed to add value and improvement to an organization's operation. It helps an organization accomplish its objectives by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of risk management control and corporate governance processes. Some of the key components of internal audit are to maintain its independence, to conduct auditing activity of awareness and adherence to policies, procedures, internal controls, and corporate governance, including those related to legal, compliance, and ethical risks, to ensure follow-up of recommendations made in internal audit reports, including those related to compliance and ethics risks, including to track and report on management follow-up, assist and collaborate on internal investigations, having internal audit provide audit expertise in dealing with internal controls and financial data, assist in design and auditing of internal controls and follow-up as required. Clearly, this function is and should be integrated directly into your compliance regime. Internal audit is doing compliance all the time as it acts for a watchdog, as the watchdog for a company in a variety of areas. Internal audit could be looking at what steps are being taken to comply with HR policies, what steps are being taken to comply with various compliance requirements or policies and procedures. In performing such audits, internal audit could look at the questions of whether employees are aware of standards of business conduct, whether they are aware of anti-corruption policies and what controls are in place, and whether they are effective in the implementation locally. It should be apparent that there are numerous benefits to compliance having closer and more robust integration with internal audit. Some of the obvious ones include some of the topics I previously explored, such as leveraging compliance and ethics resources, strong investigative resources to explore risk and internal controls issues, broad awareness of compliance risks as they relate to process or audit issues, and overall strengthening of internal audit network throughout the company. Another area is leveraging of your joint vendor resources, as that would be available to both, such as professional development, forensic accounting, or other professional consultants, having ethics and compliance insights when recommending or making recommendations that are derived from internal audits. One area which internal audit brings is, which is critical to compliance but not well understood by compliance practitioners, particularly those with a legal background, is in internal controls, which form the very backbone of the best practices compliance program. Indeed, in the Department of Justice's evaluation of corporate compliance programs, prong 4, it asks the following question. Gatekeepers. Has there been any clear guidance and or training for the gatekeepers, the persons who issue payments or review approvals and control processes relevant to the misconduct? What is the process for them to raise concerns? When an audit around controls is performed at a country, region, or business unit level, there should be coordination between the compliance and internal audit functions on the audit plan. By doing so, it allows compliance to impart the need to determine how internal controls, their design and effectiveness might impact issues around bribery and corruption under the FCPA or any other anti-corruption regime. Of course, ancillary compliance topics such as money laundering, trade sanctions, data privacy, and data security can also be seamlessly considered by internal audit, so an audit plan is as strong as possible given the time and resources available to pursue the audit. From the compliance perspective, internal audit is really the watchdog or monitoring facility for the entire organization. This dovetails explicitly into its gatekeeper function. Additionally, and depending on the risk profile of the company and the way in which the audit schedule is set, internal audit can assist in operationalizing compliance in other ways. For instance, internal audit can be looking at what steps are being taken to comply with HR policies, what steps are being taken to comply with various legal requirements or compliance requirements. I've certainly seen numerous opportunities or numerous instances where internal audit in doing a country audit and a country in Europe would make some of the following inquiries. Are these people aware of standards of business conduct? Are they aware of anti-corruption policies? What controls are in place? And are they effective in local implementation? Depending on the answers to these audit inquiries, compliance, or better yet, compliance in conjunction with audit can develop a remediation plan. With such integration, both groups benefit. Internal audit can perform stronger investigations around enterprise risk and internal controls through a broader awareness of compliance risk, which might occur related to audit issues or audit processes. Such integration can strengthen internal audit's network throughout the company, leverage joint vendor resources such as professional development, internal controls, forensic accounting, and other consultants, and provide additional compliance insights when making recommendations following internal audits. For its part, compliance can function the compliance function can leverage internal audit and resources and professionals on audit techniques and the analysis of internal controls. Equally, such integration extends the corporate compliance influence through a company's internal audit network using existing internal audit resources such as ACL or other ERP systems and IT query systems. Finally, this allows the corporate compliance function to be made aware of relevant concerns uncovered during audits so compliance is more fully able to participate in recommendation and follow-up. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Well, if it's not clear, it should be that internal audit, and this is number 1, can be used to operationalize compliance. It can be used to operationalize compliance in a variety of ways, but the key is to actually utilize internal audit to not only do audits, but take that information back and reincorporate it into your compliance program. Number 2, internal audit can also fill a gatekeeper role in your compliance program. Detect and prevent prongs are prevalent, and gatekeepers must be put in place to prevent nefarious actions. And number 3, compliance should leverage internal audit resources and professionals on audit techniques and analysis of internal controls, particularly compliance internal controls going forward. I hope you've enjoyed day 3 of 1 month to more effective continuous improvement, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow for day 4. This is Tom Fox again. I'd like to thank you for listening to this episode of 1 month to more effective continuous improvement in your compliance program. If you have listened to this podcast on iTunes, please rate this podcast. It was a help in our rankings, and also get the word out about the only daily podcast to help you improve your compliance program. If you have any questions, you can email me at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. This is Tom Fox. I'm the Compliance Evangelist, and you've been listening to 1 month of more effective continuous improvement from the Compliance Podcast Network.